Sunday, January 21st, 2024, evening edition. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this entirely AI-generated News Digest video.
Good evening, dear viewers. I am your news anchor, Xander Voxius III. Thank you for tuning into the future of news, the AI-generated News Digest Daily Intellireport. As always, I will be assisted by my valued AI-generated colleagues in scraping the web for the latest stories and interesting topics and summarizing them for you. Without further ado, here are the headlines of the day. Analysis. New study finds link between social media and mental health. Scientists discover ancient supermassive black holes in the universe. Trump and Haley campaign in New Hampshire. NASA faces challenges and delays in moon mission. AI's limits in clinical trials for personalized medicine. Reese Witherspoon addresses eating snow concerns playfully. Design flaw in Boeing 737 MAX 9 questioned, and much more. But first, let's take a look at this day in history.
January 21st in history. January 21st, 763. Following the Battle of Bakhamra between Alids and Abbasids near Kufa, the Alid rebellion ends with the death of Ibrahim, brother of Isa ibn Musa. January 21st, 1774. Abdul Hamid I becomes Sultan of the Ottoman Empire and Caliph of Islam.
Today's obituaries. Vlad Shebanu, 75, Romanian sculptor. Death announced on this date. David Gale. Brief Wikipedia summary. David Gale, an American actor known for his roles in shows like Beverly Hills, 90210 and Port Charles, has passed away at the age of 58. His death was announced on January 21st, 2024. Thomas Hussey was an Irish politician who lived to be 87 years old. Jesus Federico Reyes Heroles. Brief Wikipedia summary. The article does not mention the death of Jesus Federico Reyes Heroles. It provides a brief overview of his career as a Mexican politician, highlighting his roles as Energy Secretary from 1995 to 1997 and as Ambassador to the United States from 1997 to 2000. Roger Rogerson is an 83-year-old Australian police officer and convicted murderer. He recently experienced a ruptured brain aneurysm. Inguna Bauere, 63, Latvian writer, engineer and teacher. Choe Tae-bok. Brief Wikipedia summary. Choe Tae-bok, a prominent North Korean politician who served as chairman of the Supreme People's Assembly from 1998 to 2019, has died at the age of 93. His death was attributed to a heart attack. Cho was considered an advisor to Kim Jong-il and spoke several languages fluently. Francisco Chiazzo. Brief Wikipedia summary. Francisco Chiazzo, a professional wrestler known for his time with various wrestling promotions, including the National Wrestling Alliance and WWE, has passed away at the age of 48. He had a successful career on the independent circuit and held championships in several organizations. A documentary about his career titled Journeyman was released in 2019. Piedad Cordoba, a former Colombian politician, has passed away at the age of 68 due to a heart attack. Cordoba served as a senator from 1994 to 2010 and was recognized for her efforts in advocating for peace and human rights. She was a vocal opponent of President Álvaro Uribe Vélez's administration and faced 2 investigations by the Inspector General. However, in 2016, the Supreme Court overturned these decisions and declared her innocent of any misconduct. Zoran Eric, 73, Serbian composer. Jacques Goul, 101, Swiss writer, poet and footballer, Lausanne Sport, Sion. Abbas Girari, an 86-year-old Moroccan writer, has passed away. He was known for his intellectual contributions and served as an advisor to King Mohammed VI of Morocco. Girari was also a professor and had a background in Arabic language and literature. Charis Kostopoulos. Brief Wikipedia summary. Charis Kostopoulos was a Greek singer-songwriter who passed away at the age of 59 due to cancer. He had a successful career and released numerous albums throughout his life. Kostopoulos was known for his hit song Se Tu m'amai, I Remember You, and his music was covered by other artists. He leaves behind a wife and 2 sons. Devaki Krishnan. Tan Sri Devaki Ayathurai. Krishnan was a Malaysian politician. She made history as the first woman elected to public office in Malaysia. In 1952, she won a seat on the Municipal Council in Kuala Lumpur. Devaki Krishnan was a life member of the Malaysian Indian Congress, MIC. She dedicated herself to social and welfare organisations, promoting women's participation in politics and supporting various causes. Sadly, she passed away at the age of 100. Jayana Rayan Mohanty. Brief Wikipedia summary. Jayana Rayan Mohanty, a 72-year-old Indian politician and former MLA in the state of Odisha, has passed away. He served 2 terms in the Odisha Legislative Assembly from 1995 to 2004 as a member of the Indian National Congress. Anetsi Okoro. Brief Wikipedia summary. Anetsi Okoro, a Nigerian author known for his novel 1 Week, 1 Trouble, has passed away at the age of 94. Okoro was also a medical practitioner and held various academic and professional positions throughout his career. Sadegh Omidzada. Brief Wikipedia summary. Sadegh Omidzada, an Iranian intelligence officer from the Quds Force, was killed in an Israeli airstrike in Syria. He was reportedly planning attacks on American forces in Syria, specifically targeting US Humvee and Cougar armored vehicles. Omidzade's death occurred during a meeting in Damascus, along with 4 other Iranian officials.
And now on to today's news.
General news.
Mary Weiss, style-setting lead singer of the Shangri-Las, dies at 75. The Washington Post.
Mary Weiss, the lead singer of the 1960s girl group the Shangri-Las, has died at the age of 75. Weiss, whose yearning vocals and street-smart image brought an edgier style to the girl group era, had hits including Leader of the Pack. She left music for decades before returning with a solo album in her 50s.
Trump-Haley make final push in New Hampshire as Tuesday primary approaches. Live updates, USA Today.
The first article is about the New Hampshire primary and the battle between the candidates. It focuses on former President Donald Trump repeatedly confusing former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi with Nikki Haley, and Haley questioning Trump's mental fitness. It also mentions the rivalry between Trump and Haley as they take aim at each other in competing rallies. Trump seeks a big win in New Hampshire to pressure rivals to drop out. Additionally, the article mentions Florida Governor Ron DeSantis canceling an interview on CNN's State of the Union.
Business news.
Is there a design flaw in the Boeing 737 MAX 9? View from the wing.
An Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 experienced rapid depressurization when the door plug on the fuselage came off in flight. The incident has raised concerns about the aircraft's design and the possibility of structural flexing that could cause bolts to loosen over time. Further investigation is needed to determine the cause and address any design issues.
Stanley Cup Collector 16 says her parents have spent $3,000 to get her every style tumbler. She is obsessed. Fox Business.
The Stanley Adventure Quencher travel tumbler has gained immense popularity on TikTok, with the hashtag #StanleyCup accumulating over 6 billion views. This insulated cup has become a trendy item among social media influencers, resulting in a significant increase in sales and profits for the brand. The price range for these cups is between $45 and $50, with limited edition releases being pricier. A teenager from Alabama, age 16, has managed to collect an impressive assortment of 67 cups, with her parents spending approximately $3,000 to support her in acquiring every available style and color.
Science news.
Challenges persist in getting astronauts to the moon. NASA again delays launch date. The Daily Wire.
NASA has once again delayed its Artemis missions to the moon, citing major safety concerns. The crewed mission around the moon, Artemis II, has been pushed back to September 2025, while the crewed mission to land on the moon, Artemis III, has been pushed back to September 2026. NASA officials defended the timeline and expressed confidence that the U.S. will reach the moon before China. The delays have raised concerns about the complexity and cost of the Artemis program, as well as the lack of transparency in mission costs.
If there's a space you're in a safe place, police officer shows how to tell if you're being watched via two-way mirror, the Daily Dot.
A police officer on TikTok has gone viral after sharing a method to determine if you're being spied on through a two-way mirror. In the video, the officer demonstrates how to spot a two-way mirror by placing a finger on it and checking for a gap between the finger and its reflection. However, more accurate methods of determining a two-way mirror include shining a light on it or tapping on it. The officer clarified that this method works for standard glass mirrors, but may not work for cheaper mirrors without a glass layer.
People born on this day.
January 21st, 1910. Karoli Takacs, Hungarian shooter, died 1976.
January 21st, 1975. Willem Korsten, Dutch footballer.
Health news.
Seasonal blues, here's how to move more and feel better. CNN.
The article discusses how physical activity can boost mental health during the winter season, particularly for those experiencing seasonal affective disorder, SAD. It highlights the benefits of walking, engaging in enjoyable activities, and strength training as ways to improve mood and reduce symptoms of depression.
Rethinking personalized medicine, AI's limits in clinical trials, neuroscience news.
A new study led by Yale University reveals limitations in the use of mathematical models for personalized medicine, specifically in the treatment of schizophrenia. The study found that while these models can predict patient outcomes within specific clinical trials, they fail when applied to different trials, challenging the reliability of AI-driven algorithms in diverse settings. The researchers suggest that algorithms need to demonstrate effectiveness in multiple contexts before they can be fully trusted. The study highlights the gap between the potential of personalized medicine and its practical application in real-world medical settings.
Entertainment news.
Reese Witherspoon responds to fans' concern she's eating snow you only live once. Hollywood Reporter.
Reese Witherspoon posted a TikTok video of her making a snow salt choco sino, but some fans expressed concern about the safety of eating snow. Witherspoon defended her treat, saying she grew up drinking tap water and didn't see the need to filter snow.
You know, I've been thinking about some of these recent headlines and historical events, and let me tell you, they really get my blood boiling. First off, this study claiming a link between social media and mental health. Well, call me old-fashioned, but isn't it common sense? I mean, we're living in a time where globes are more concerned with the number of likes on their selfie than actually connecting with real human beings. It's like we've become a society of self-obsessed zombies, constantly craving validation from strangers. I'm not surprised that mental health issues are on the rise. Social media is like a black hole that sucks away our happiness and leaves us feeling more disconnected than ever before. And speaking of black holes, did you hear about those ancient supermassive black holes discovered in the universe? Now, this is the kind of news that blows my mind. I mean, just think about it. These things are so massive they devour everything in their path, and yet somehow they manage to exist. It's a humbling reminder that there are forces in the universe far greater than us. We may think we're the center of everything, but in reality, we're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things. Now, let's talk politics for a second. Trump and Haley campaigning in New Hampshire. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of the constant campaign circus. It seems like politicians are always on the campaign trail, pandering to the masses, promising the moon and the stars, but delivering little to nothing. It's all a big show, and we're the ones paying the price. I don't want politicians who can give a good speech. I want leaders who can actually get things done. And speaking of getting things done, NASA seems to be facing challenges and delays with their moon mission. Now, call me crazy, but shouldn't we have already figured this out by now? I mean, come on. We've been to the moon before. It shouldn't be so difficult to get back there. Maybe we need to refocus our efforts and set our sights on more achievable goals. I don't know about you, but I'd rather see my tax dollars spent on something a bit more practical, like fixing potholes or improving education. And let's not forget about AI's limits in clinical trials for personalized medicine. Now, I'm all for scientific advancements, but there's something about relying on machines to make life or death decisions that doesn't sit well with me. Call me old-fashioned, but I think there's still value in the human touch. We need doctors who understand us as individuals, not just algorithms spouting out statistics. There are certain things that should never be left in the hands of machines. Oh, and did you hear that Reese Witherspoon had to address eating snow concerns playfully? Are we really so desperate for news that we're fretting over whether or not someone is eating snow? I mean, come on, Globes, let's focus on the real issues at hand. There are much bigger problems in the world than someone enjoying a little frozen precipitation. Let's not lose sight of what's truly important. Finally, I can't help but shake my globe at the design flaw in the Boeing 737 MAX 9. How does something like that happen? You would think that an aircraft company as reputable as Boeing would have their act together, but apparently not. It's a sobering reminder that even the most trusted institutions can make mistakes. Lives are at stake here, and we need to hold these companies accountable for their oversights. Well, I could go on and on about these headlines and historical events, but I'm afraid I'm running out of time. Just remember, folks, it's important to stay informed, but don't let these stories consume you. Life is too short to get worked up over every little thing. So take a step back, breathe, and remember what really matters.
Now, a couple of dad jokes for you.
Why should you never trust a pig with a secret? Because it's bound to squeal. How did the hipster burn the roof of his mouth? He ate the pizza before it was cool.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD Intellireport. Like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.